Now, Wave 31 Storm Tracker Chief Meteorologist Jeff Castle with 31 Triple Doppler.
The Chief Storm Tracker, Jeff Castle, is here with us. Now, Jeff, the boys and I took a walk about 11:30 or so. We baked. We didn't last more than 15 minutes. It was so hot.
It was hot when I took the dog on a walk at like 7.
It's extremely hot today.
Yeah, the last few days have been that way. Of course, you knew that because we alerted you that it was going to be a hot weekend.
We still tried.
Yeah, and it was going to continue into early next week, this week as well. There is a cool down on the way, but it does come with a price, and that is going to be some rain.
Some wet stuff.
Yes, and we are talking tropical rain out of this because we are continuing to monitor our latest developing tropical system in the Caribbean. Latest update from the National Hurricane Center still does not have this organized to the point that it gets a name, but the expectation is that it will happen over the next 12 to 24 hours. So for now, it just remains potential tropical cyclone number 9. Once it gets a name and it achieves tropical storm status, the name on the list that it will get will be Helene. Right now, though, it is getting better organized here over the Northwest Caribbean. The track on it is to the north, so you know where it's headed, Gulf of Mexico. There's a lot of warm water out ahead of this, and conditions do look favorable that once it does get an organized center of circulation, that there will not be much to hamper this from steadily strengthening over the next few days. Again, tonight the forecast is expected to bring it to tropical storm status, so perhaps by tomorrow morning when you check in with meteorologist Grace Anello, this will have a name. It is expected to kind of shoot the gap here between the Yucatan and western Cuba, and then from there, enters the Gulf of Mexico by Wednesday. Could be a hurricane. And the latest update here from the Hurricane Center now has this reaching major hurricane status, Category 3, before moving inland somewhere here over the Florida Panhandle. Now, the difference between this system and the track it's going to take versus Francine that we had a couple weeks ago is that we will be on the western side most likely of the track, which means we're not going to have the strong wind out of this like we saw with Francine. And it also appears that the threat for any potential severe weather will likely stay east of us. We will pick up some rainfall, though. The track through Georgia, perhaps, although the cone of uncertainty does show that still it could pass through parts of North Alabama. But even if that were to be the case, the strongest wind and the greatest risk for any severe weather would likely still remain to our east. But we'll keep an eye on it for you until we actually get a well-organized system that's formed. There could be a little bit of variation in the track that this eventually takes. As it stands right now, this is mostly going to be a rain producer for us, and we're not only talking about rain from this tropical system, but an approaching cold front over the next couple days will also contribute to some of these rainfall totals here over the next 7 days. We could be looking at a good 3 to 5 inches across the area. Locally, there could be some higher totals than that. This is the next thing that we're immediately watching, the blue line with the triangles, cold front back into parts of Oklahoma, Missouri, entering northwest Arkansas. As this nears over the next couple of days, we are going to see a pickup in shower and thunderstorm activity. And again, with the arrival of that tropical system, rain will likely become a bit more widespread later into the work week. Right now, though, limited wet weather out there. We've had just a couple showers that have popped up. That's been it. Not expecting those to linger into this evening and tonight. So Monday night plans should go rain-free for the area. We head into tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Future radar is showing a little bit more cloud cover out there. We'll still have a chance at hitting the 90-degree mark on your Tuesday, but that probably the last day that we're that hot for a little while. Some clouds around lunchtime tomorrow, maybe a spot or two of light rain, and then late into the afternoon, here's 4 o'clock. Notice a few thunderstorms kind of flaring up, parts of northwest Alabama, areas of southern middle Tennessee west of I-65. Those will tend to die out with the loss of daytime heating heading into tomorrow evening. But anything that does develop potentially could be strong. Greater severe risk tomorrow will be across the state of Kentucky, but we do remain in a level 1 risk here for parts of North Alabama and southern middle Tennessee. So even though we're expecting only limited rainfall around the area for later in the day tomorrow, anything that develops potentially could be strong with gusty wind right now looking like the primary concern. Your temperatures tonight drop back upper 60s to around 70. Tomorrow again we'll make a run back up around that 90-degree mark. Morning hours likely dry for most, and And then we will bring in at least a low-end shower and thunderstorm chance heading into tomorrow afternoon and at least through early evening. Right around that 90-degree mark for most. Muscle Shoals maybe a little bit lower at 86. 92 for Scottsboro, and we'll go upper 80s in Fort Payne tomorrow. Here's your Way 31 Storm Tracker 10-day forecast. Rain chance tomorrow around 30%, higher on Wednesday. And then as we get that tropical precip coming in Thursday into Friday, that looks to be the wettest part of the work week. That'll also drag temperatures down a few days back into the 70s before we recover into the 80s again for the weekend. And although the rain chances will take a bit of a drop Saturday and Sunday, still could see some isolated wet weather for the coming weekend with high temperatures mostly running in the low 80s. So kind of an active pattern out there. Again, we've got two things we're watching this week. Number one, a cold front coming in the next few days, and then we'll be watching the impacts from that tropical system later into the work week.
Yeah.
So we've got to continue listening with all the changes, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll, of course, keep you updated, obviously, as the new updates come in with our tropical system. We'll provide those for you here on air and on the Way 31 Storm Tracker weather app.
All right, Jeff.
All right,
Appreciate
thanks
you.
so much.